Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. This is going to be a powerful 30 minutes, and that will be a miracle in and of itself if we do this myself in 30 minutes. So my name is National Sales Director Dawn Otten-Sweeney, and how this is going to work is the women on this screen that you get to meet are at three pretty similar stages in their business, but they're three very different seasons of life and three very different parts of the country too. So this is going to be a fun opportunity for you to eavesdrop, have coffee with some successful women who are working Mary Kay into their life for different reasons. And so they're going to share their before, now, future story, which is something that we teach our consultants to share at all their facials, their parties, or sitting at the ball field next to another mom. And she says, what do you do? So before, now, and future story, and they're going to have their timers on. They're doing it in a minute and a half. And then I made a list of, I've been building my business for 36 years. And so there's a list of objections of reasons why people don't try a Mary Kay business that I hear all the time. And so they're going to be asked to share from their perspective, you know, how they've overcome that, how they've worked around that. And then we're going to wrap up with a 2-minute from each of them, why they think you should give this a shot. And so we have right now, Kelly Haig, you can see she's on my right top screen. She just picked up her first free Mary Kay car. So there is a Malibu sitting in her driveway. She got to go to the dealership, sign once or twice on the dotted line and drive it off. 87% of her and her husband's insurance paid for. And then you have down at my left bottom screen, Lisa Steele, who is waiting for her car to be delivered any minute. So she has the same position as Kelly and Mary Kay, but she is waiting to get her hands on that car. And then we have Lachey Clunan up in the top left corner, and she is currently qualifying for her car and is also in director qualification. So she is not only earning her car, but she is building a unit of women at the same time. And the beauty of Mary Kay is that Kelly and Lisa can earn a car and then build their unit. So all these women are leaders in our area and in Mary Kay. And so let's just go in that order. Kelly, Lisa, Lachey. Roll it out, your before, now, future story, because I want people to get to know each of you a little bit better.
Perfect. So I will go first, and I'm going to talk super fast, but not too fast. Like Dawn said, my name is Kelly Haig. I am located just south of Chicago, a suburb just south of the city. And I have been in and around the Mary Kay world using the products for 10 years now, which is crazy. But when I initially started or signed up for Mary Kay, I was doing it simply just to help my friend earn her first free Mary Kay car. And as a consultant, we received 50% off all of our products, and that sounded great to me. So I did just that for 8 years. I was what we call a personal use consultant, meaning I got 50% off my products for myself and I didn't sell it to anybody else. That's all I did. Up until the pandemic hit, I was in the wedding and event planning industry, which took a huge hit, obviously, and I lost my job. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't want to sit around applying for jobs all day, and I've always loved makeup and cosmetics and obviously loved Mary Kay products. So my friend and director, who is Dawn's daughter, said, why don't you just give this a shot as your full-time job? If it doesn't work out, no problem. You can go back to applying for jobs. But if it does, then you know that you tried and you can continue forward. So that's what I did. And now here we are today. As Dawn said, I just picked up my first free car last week. And what's funny about that is every time I look in the driveway and my husband has gone to run an errand, somehow my car is missing now. So the husbands do love the free cars just as much. It's currently out running errands somewhere right now. And as far as the future goes, I am working to continue building a unit, becoming a director, and just keeping the business growing. Lisa? I think she's muted. Okay, so Lachey, how about you go?
All right, I'll go. Hi. So I'm Lachey Clunan. I've been building my business for 8.5 years. I am located on a farm right outside of Mobile, Alabama, a small town called Wilmer. I came into Mary Kay having, well, I was a stay-at-home mom at the time. I had 2 small children, a 2-year-old and a 4-month-old, right? I had previously been in ministry, traveled around the world, was a nanny, worked at a church, all of the ministry things that you can imagine I did. But at that time, I was just staying at home with my kids, and I'd prayed for a year for God to show me something else that I could do, where I could serve women and pour into women, because that's my heart. And so when I came, I also have a history of crazy skin, right? So I've been through all the things through my skin, and I tried the products. I'd heard of Mary Kay, but I thought it was lipsticks, pink Cadillacs, and old women. Like, that's what I thought Mary Kay was. And those things are there, but I learned that day after trying the products and my face feeling clean for the first time, like I had never experienced before. I fell in love with that, but then they started telling me about the company, which I had never heard about. And God confirmed to me right there. He was like, this is what I've been waiting to show you. I said, okay. So I signed up on the spot, and I said, I'll give it a year and we'll see what happens. So I did, walked through that year out and just fell more and more in love with everything about it and what the company stands for, what it means, and what it did for me. Now, fast forward, that was with 2 kids, right? And so we've had 2 more since then. So we have a house full of littles that I get to be full-time mom, but also full-time boss with. I do photography on the side and just whatever needs to be done. So I'm currently, like she said, in DIQ and in car qualification, which I'm super excited about. And that's just the start, because I'm excited to get and take advantage of every opportunity that Mary Kay has. So that's my future. All right, Lisa, you're unmuted.
I am all set. I couldn't find it. Okay. So my name is Lisa Steele, and my before Mary Kay, that was almost 26 years ago. My before, I was a veterinarian technician, had 3 children at the time, not 4. We have 4 now, but we had 3 at the time. Had lots of animals, because that was my heart, no. But lots of animals, lots of kids, and lots of bills. And we both worked full time, my husband and I, and like a lot of young couples, we were in our early 30s, somewhere around there. Anyway, seems like there's more bills than there is money. I don't know if anyone can relate to that. But there's only so much time to go punch a clock someplace else. And for myself, I remember someone telling me, well, I have been facialed by people in Dawn's organization. I think I was facialed by 3 of them, but it was like a no-go. Nope, not going to happen. Just couldn't see it. But it's funny how when you have the bills piling up, that you start to remember those things that we learned, well, this lady that facialed me drove a car for free. She was working, I think she had a part-time job, but she also was doing her business. And maybe I want to revisit. So I found someone to recruit me, and I signed up, loved it. I love selling the product. I love meeting the women. And my now is I am waiting anxiously to pick up my car. I cannot wait. I'm waiting to hear from the dealer like any day that it's here. And it's, just knowing that I only get to sign my name in what I think it's like 2 places, and here's the keys, and off I go. That's going to be great. And I like Kelly said, I am looking forward to continuing to build my unit. My future is an awesome unit in Mary Kay. I already have my unit name picked out, Steele's All Stars. And just, I got to walk across stage this seminar for the first time, and I plan on being on there a lot next year. I'm going to be a stage hound, and just to get out there, impact women's lives, and let them know that there are other ways. There's so much more out there than just these pretty lipstick colors that we have to offer.
Dawn, you're muted.
Thank you. So when Lisa was talking about more month than money, that's where I was when this business crossed my path. And in my 36 years in Mary Kay, I believe there's more Americans, there's probably more people all over the world, but we're talking about the United States, Mary Kay sales force right now. I believe there's more women in the United States, that there is more month and money right now because of inflation. The statistics that I'm seeing on economics are showing that for a family to have the same life they had last year. So that doesn't mean you get out of any more debt. It doesn't mean you get to save anymore. It doesn't mean you get to go on any other vacations or finance any other dreams for yourself or anyone else. Your life, and this was probably 6 months ago, cost $5,000 more this year than it did last year. And that's going to continue to go up because of inflation. Inflation just means our life costs more now than it did a year ago or 5 years ago, or actually it's the highest in 40 years. And so when women are hearing about this business, these are some of the common concerns. You know, you can call it an objection, a concern, a reason, a fear, whatever you want to call it. Some of them I'm going to direct to you and some I'm going to have all of you, but you get 1 minute to say, okay, this is what I want you to know about this. If someone is worried, concerned, I don't wear makeup. How could I possibly do this? Lachey, what do you want her to know?
Literally, the cosmetics part is icing on the cake. I always say, because of who this company is and what we stand for, I would sell ice to Eskimos because I believe in it that much. But really, like, skincare is the foundation of all that we do. So color comes and you're taught how to do all of that. You don't have to do it, but you're taught how. But really, we are most concerned and cheerleaders for taking care of that epidermis that you walk around on your face with. So that is, I mean, it changes everything. So, yeah.
And we teach you words like epidermis.
Big
Right.
word.
Like, whoa, we throw the big words out at the very beginning. All right. All right. Another thing I hear a lot is that I can't do this business because of a season of life. For instance, when I started, I had just moved to Cleveland 9 months earlier, so I didn't know anyone. I had just gotten engaged, so it was a season of life. We couldn't really plan a wedding yet because my husband was a federal agent, but was in training, and we didn't know where we were going to be stationed. And so that's a season of life. So it could be kids going to school, it could be fall, it could be Christmas, it could be Thanksgiving, it could be aging parents, it could be pregnant, it could be moving, it could be graduating, it could be having a graduate, a college student, etc. So season of life. Lisa, what do you want women to know? Because you've been in this the longest of this group. What do you want them to know? Because you have worked this business around and through many seasons of life in the last 20 plus years. What do you want the women to know about their concerns of it not being the right season in life?
It's a simple answer and it's going to sound crass, but a season of life, it means we're 6 feet above ground. There's always something happening. I've been through so many different seasons in the last 12 years alone. My head's still spinning, but I'm alive. It's there, you know, I remember thinking when the baby gets older, you know, my life is going to be so much better. When he's 6 months old and can crawl, it's going to be better. When he sleeps in the night, it's going to be better. When he's in kindergarten, it's going to be better. The baby's 22. Guess what? I'm still experiencing seasons. You know, I've walked through divorce. I've walked through, you know, 8 grandchildren. I, you know, walked through moving, relocating a couple different times here. And just myself had an awesome season last week where I thought I had a stroke and it ended up being vertigo. But, you know, that's life that keeps happening. And I just feel as long as we have family, which all of us do, there's always going to be a job change, a baby being born, a funeral, like Dawn yourself, 2 C-sections back to back. There's just all these things that are just part of life, and we can't stop living. And Dawn has always told me, and this is so true, you know, we work so hard for other people's castles and wouldn't think of quitting those jobs because of these seasons. And it's the same thing with your Mary Kay business, but do it for yourself. You're doing something for yourself. You're impacting other women's lives. You're touching lives. You're making friendships that are lifelong.
You guys are good. You guys are really good. That's why Mary Kay is giving you cars. Mary Kay rewards you with cars because you believe in this opportunity and you're willing to help other women have these options to be able to be paid what they're worth around the priorities of God first, family second, and career third. Okay, so sometimes, often I hear people say, well, I'm not the right personality. You know, I'm not in, generally they say it like this: I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to be pushy. I'm not the right personality. So Kelly, what do you want them to know about that, about having to be a certain personality or a salesperson to be successful in Mary Kay?
Well, my first thought is, I mean, what's the right personality? I mean, really in Mary Kay, like, can you speak and are you a nice human being or a decent human being? Because that's really the only criteria. I mean, honestly, you're given all of the tools and resources you need. But as far as being the right personality, I wouldn't say that there is a right personality for Mary Kay. I mean, even just the four of us that are on the screen right now all have completely different personalities, different strengths, different weaknesses. And I mean, in any job, you're going to be taught how to do the job. You just have to have a good mindset and a good attitude going into it. I mean, think about when you go shopping anywhere, when you go into Starbucks, one day you might get somebody that's very nice, very cheerful. They could tell you everything about the coffee beans. And the next day, the other person might not. I mean, everybody has different qualities and characteristics. It's just all in how you take the advice, and if you're coachable, as long as you again have the attitude and the mindset, that's all you need personality wise. So that's just a really bad excuse to not start a Mary Kay business, in my opinion.
Perfect. I totally agree. All right, how about this one? And Lachey, this would be a good one for you to answer, being on a farm and, you know, with horses and donkeys and chickens and growing things. I hear women say, especially in this world post-pandemic, if we are and will ever be, I don't know how to do virtual. Like, I have no idea how to turn Zoom on. I don't understand the virtual world at all. So that would hold me back. What do you want women to know about building a Mary Kay business in this virtual and in-person world?
I can just reassure you that no one in Mary Kay knew how to do it 2 years ago either. So just a step ahead of you. But when you are set and determined to do something, you figure it out. The beauty of this business is that people that are ahead of you share everything they know with you. So you don't have to figure it out. You just got to figure out if you're willing to do it. So virtually, I have loved it because, I mean, Trisha, I see your face on here. Like, she's a beautiful example of not knowing and being scared and saying, okay, somebody else show me. And we're a community, we're a sisterhood, and we help each other. So we're coaching and working together and helping each other learn as you go, just one step ahead, at least, you know, and if not, we're like, let's figure it out together. So that's one of the beautiful parts, but it has also expanded our reach in a beautiful way where Mary Kay is very much I want to see you in your eyes. I want to pour into you and to love on you where you are. And that used to just be if I could touch you or drive to you. But now it literally, I mean, I have customers in Alaska. I mean, maybe I should go up there, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have those limitations anymore, which is, it's been a blessing for us in a lot of ways. So you don't have to know how to do those things. We teach you and encourage you to figure it out, you know, so we do it with.
Perfect. Okay, Lisa, I know you have been in other direct selling companies. And so we're in a time period in our country that having a side hustle is not just a popular thing, it's most needed in a lot of situations just to fill gaps in finances right now. And so what about the woman who's concerned, I've tried these different companies or 10 different companies and I haven't been successful, you know, and I'm assuming that successful means you didn't make money at it. because Mary Kay started this so that women could make money. So if women, what do you want them to know about Mary Kay compared to, and we're not going to say any other names of any other companies because it doesn't matter. But what do you want them to know? Because I know you have delved into other companies. What makes Mary Kay different that you think it'd be worth them giving this a shot? One more company a shot. Maybe all of those others were just practice runs. What do you want them to know?
Yes, I did dabble in the dark side for a little bit. No, what would I want them to know? The camaraderie in Mary Kay is second to none. Second to none. The profit margin, I think the best. I think we're the highest.
It is 50% profit. Yep.
Yeah.
No other direct selling company pays that.
Right. And then when we have 60% off specials from the company, our profit can go up. I like the fact that I'm not waiting to get a card loaded once a month for my sales. I just sold one of our high-end skincare sets just the other day. It's in my bank account today. Went through my ProPay, $270 some. So that's in this economy. The math is the proof. You don't even need to coax someone into the obvious, but the sisterhood, I'm seeing all these faces and women messaging me saying, Lisa, we're so proud of you. I've known a lot of these women for over 20 years. It's crazy. So, and they're still my friends. So it's the sisterhood, the camaraderie, and the training that we get, and I don't think you can get that in other companies. So if I know someone personally that's been in a few different other hustles, and she has said multiple times, Mary Kay has been the best to her as far as commission and all the training.
Yep. I have people call me that are in other companies, and they want me to teach them how to build their business, because a lot of companies you don't get training in. You're not making 50%. It's not a product that people wash down the drain every night, and they don't have the reorder business. I mean, Mary Kay, our brand loyalty. So these women are all still making money on the first parties they did. It's not always looking for new sales. And you guys, in this economy, an important thing is that we're less expensive than our competition, because we make our own products, because our company is debt-free and family-owned and made in the United States of America. So in this economy, in 36 years, I've been in at least 4 major up and down economies in the United States. And usually once a decade, there's something major going on. I mean, 9/11, 2008 and 9, early 90s, major things going on in our economy. In these economies, this is actually an awesome time to start a Mary Kay business. More women are willing to try Mary Kay because we can save them money. And then they fall in love with it because of the brand loyalty and customer service, and they stick with it on the other side. So women who share this product during these time periods actually grow their customer bases, where in other direct selling companies where you're more expensive than the competition, because that's what pays for their marketing, distribution, and them not producing the products, then people won't buy those things. And also, if you've been reading any business reports, skincare sales and lipstick sales escalate during inflationary times. It's an actual business term. It's called the lipstick index. And so women, they'll give up buying a new outfit, going out to dinner, but they are not going to stop washing their face. And the lipstick is an inexpensive pick-me-up. Okay, this one, Kelly, what about, some women are concerned that my family and friends aren't going to be supportive, or my warm market, or some people even say like, all my friends use Mary Kay, or they won't use Mary Kay. Like, what do you want her to know about what your warm market or city size is or is not?
Yeah, first and foremost, I think a lot of people that aren't supportive of it, it's either one, because they wish that they could do it too, or were doing it, and 2, lack of knowledge. So I know for myself personally, anybody that was in my immediate circle that I felt wasn't supportive in the beginning, I try to just give them the information about the company for them to understand that it is more than lipstick and pink Cadillacs, like Lachey said. And to be honest too, you just have to get to a point where if that's something that you're feeling called to and you want to do, whether that's for yourself, spiritually, financially, emotionally, physically, whatever Mary Kay is bringing to you, as long as it's bettering you, who cares what anybody else in your circle thinks? I mean, we all have that family member that we don't really understand their job or what they do, but that doesn't mean we love them any less. So I think as long as you have somebody in your circle that supports you, you're going to get a whole circle of supportiveness from us and Mary Kay anyways. So to me, that doesn't really matter. And I had a very good example going into Mary Kay because, like I mentioned earlier, Dawn's daughter, Alden, who's one of my best friends, is who introduced me to Mary Kay. She's my director. When she started her business, she had a mom that was already in the business. So some people look at that and think, oh, she's got it easy. She, gets like a special secret handout on how to build a business. But really it was the opposite because all of her immediate friends and family were already ordering from her mom. So she had to start from scratch, basically without having an immediate circle. So there's all kinds of options and there's all kinds of ways that, again, you're going to be taught how to build a customer base, whether or not your friends or family are supportive of it. Even now, having a free car in my driveway, yes, I have tons of friends and family that are supportive, but I also have those that just kind of ignore the fact that I'm in Mary Kay and continue using whatever other brands they want without ever giving it a shot. And that's on them. I can still be their friend or their family member. They don't have to use what I'm using or believe what I believe in or understand it for that matter.
Yep. And luckily, even though we're the 5th largest selling global beauty brand in the world, we only have 4% of the skincare market in the United States of America. So that means that 96% of the women who are washing their face tonight are using another line. That's enough for everyone that listens to this forever to earn a pink Cadillac and to make a very excellent living. Okay, guys, you did a great job overcoming the objections. Let's wrap up with each of you sharing in 1.5 minutes or less. Why do you think it's worth them getting their consultant number? I mean, that's $130 or a $30 decision. I recommend the 130 so you have all your tools, hundreds of dollars of product, mirrors and trays, obviously your website, credit card processing, but everything you need to do this business virtually or in person. As we head into the holiday season, really, why would you encourage them to give this a shot and join us? Who wants to lead us off?
I'll go.
Okay.
Like you just said, the holiday season is coming up. So that in itself, you can sign up, and whether it's getting stuff that you want, whether it's purchasing gifts or it's extra income for the holidays, I don't think it's a secret to anybody that the holidays are going to look a little bit different for everybody in America this year because of inflation and cost of living and people still out of jobs or maybe settling for jobs that they weren't making as much money before. So if you could sign up for $130 and now's the time to do it, you have a few months to build up that additional income, start doing your holiday shopping at half off, and everybody else in the world right now is holiday shopping within the next few months. So you have people that are going to be looking for gift ideas. So that in itself is a perfect reason why and a perfect time to join, get the inside look at everything, get the inside resources. And if after the holidays it's not for you, then at least you had that additional income and that discount for the season.
Perfect. Who's next?
I'll go. So I think the biggest question is, or the biggest point is, you don't want to have a what if later. I mean, because the most that you are going to lose is a try. Just like Kelly said, you could try it. And I mean, all of the consultants on here can tell you what they've gained from this opportunity, and it's all going to look different. It's not cookie cutter. It's not, this is what you have to be. It's a beautiful blend of all the things, making a kaleidoscope of kindness in America and around the world. And that's something to get excited about, to be a part of, because we are changing the world and changing skin, which I can attest to at the same time. So there's more to lose, or there's more to gain than there is to lose, if that makes sense. So yeah. Why not? Why not?
Why not? All right, Lisa, bring us home.
All right, you make it good. I sit here and I'm thinking, I can list all the reasons why you should, the friendships, the positive environment, the products, the opportunity, and you literally, and to me, you have nothing to lose. Mary, I have always told people that I've shared the opportunity with is that Mary Kay may not be for everybody, but I feel almost everybody that I've ever met should give it a try. I still feel that way. There's so little to lose and there's so much to gain. 26 years later, and I still get just excited when the new fall holiday stuff comes out. I'm like, yay, it's here. And, taking care of Christmas for your family half off. And you just don't know what's going to come out of that showcase. You just don't know what you're, like Lachey said, the what if, that's scarier to me. What if I did it what if I did it before, or just that fear? You got to just, there's so many reasons to try versus not trying.
Yep. When I was scared to death and didn't have the $100, that if you don't have the $100, you need to do this ASAP, because the likelihood that you won't have that $100 a year or 5 years or 30 years down the line is very likely, because unless you have a money tree that's growing in your backyard, you're not going to have a way to change your financial situation. So you really have nothing to lose. I think of how scared and how much I thought and tortured myself that night. Luckily, I made the decision that night, though, because the longer you get away from hearing about it and thinking about it, the more likely you're going to make a decision based on fiction, which is stuff people tell you that they've never been successful at Mary Kay. So that's fiction, or fear versus faith. And that makes me so sad. So if you are listening to this tonight when we're recording it, or down the line in a replay, ask your consultant, what's the decisive gift? That night there was a drawing for everyone who got their consultant number. What's the gift if they're decisive and make the decision within 24 hours of hearing about this from your consultant? She'll probably give you something that doesn't come in your starter kit, a microderm or something you love. Just say, let's make a deal. What's the decisive gift? I needed to be bribed, to be pushed over, but it scares me, you guys. It so scares me that I may not have done this because I didn't have $100 in my checking account. 36 years later, a family security program that's worth millions of dollars, 4 million already earned, a daughter who just got back from Scotland and an all expense paid trip from Mary Kay. You guys, it's, a son and daughter who have the confidence to step outside their comfort zone and do something different, living their best life with the gifts and talents that God gave them so that they can hear good and faithful servant. My kids I don't think have had the courage to do that if I wouldn't have modeled it first, because I would have lived the same life I grew up with. You get a good job, you go to school, you work, and you hope to retire. But we're not seeing that happen in a lot of places either. So you guys, thank you for listening to this. Thank you for Lachey, Lisa, Kelly. You guys did a fantastic job. So I'm assuming the guests that are listening that you have a time to wrap up with your consultant who invited you. She's new and this counts as part of her training, or she's in a leadership training program and it's part of her training. So you following up with her and letting her know, what about this stood out to you? What did you like best? 2, if you ever started a Mary Kay business, what would be the number 1 reason? And 3, what would hold you back? from getting a $30 or $130 starter kit and giving it a shot. 90 days from now, we will be, what, depending on when you listen to this, past Christmas, New Year's. You know, what do you have to lose? Because then you'll be able to make the decision based on your experiences. And again, 50% savings, tax deductions for the end of the year, and you don't have to get a baby human being out of your body for it. That's a good deal, you guys. And you're going to have fun. And I promise you that we are going to teach you and support you and love you and encourage you every step of the way. Okay, you guys, have a great night.